Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy King Bean and welcome back to another show, another video, and a brand new episode. Yo, if you hadn't checked out the other video, I'll put the link down in the description. And yo, shout out to everybody who liked the video. Shout out to people who did comment, but I couldn't find a comment and respond to that. Let me go ahead and explain something to you. Sometimes if I'm slow to respond to anybody who left a comment or anything like that, it's because Google's not updating me to let me know that people are commenting. And so I'm sorry about not responding or replying to your comment if you left a comment. So I just want to get that out the way first and foremost. So anyway, today's topic, what I want to talk about is, I just want to know if you guys, if you feel like me, are you tired of remakes or remastered games and even backwards compatibility? Now that's why I got the Puffy and Mace thing, and you know, as the title card or whatever for the YouTube channel, because you know, back in the 90s, Puffy was the king of the remixes, man. He was the king of the remixes. Yo, if you grew up in the 90s listening to rap and R&B and slow jams and everything like that, you know your stuff wasn't fire until Puffy put his remix down for it. Yo, they got me to thinking, yo, like back in the day, man, I remember during that time I wanted to be a rapper too, man. Word up. I wanted to get my little thing on. See, back in the day, kids, we used to have pages and used to put voicemails on pages and used to leave like little messages, or some people would leave, you know, like whole songs on them. But I used to actually write rap songs. Now, I wasn't good at anything like that, but I do remember one of the raps that I used to that I did write, and I'm gonna go ahead and spit that verse for you. Now I'm telling you right now, that's copyrighted material. Don't you bite my lines. You can tell right now how dated the song is. So let me set it up for you, set the scene real quick. I don't know if you remember that song by Destiny's Child called No 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 No. You saying yeah 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 yeah. That was done by Wyclef. That beat was done by Wyclef. So I used to rhyme over that. So without further ado, I'm finna spit this verse for you guys. So are you ready? Here we go. Yo. Yo, she's paging me 911-0024. I wonder what's in store. Yo, she's calling me back for more. Just can't get enough of Big Daddy's good stuff. She told me she like it rough. Had a blindfold and handcuff. Yo, let me go. I'm in a hurry. I need to get there before 7:30 just to prove that I'm worthy. So her phone number I did dial. She answered, said I hadn't seen you in a while. They put me on hold like I was on trial and clicked over. Told me to come over, so I did 100 miles. When I got there, she was wearing nothing but a smile. I dig her style, not to mention a sexy profile. That drove me wild. That's why I'm in love with my Destiny's Child. Yo, that's that straight fire, son. That's that straight fire, son. You can't touch that. You can't touch that. You know you can't. Well, you see why I abandoned my rap career, but I was mad serious about that back in the day. I had a book of rhymes. I used to have a whole bunch of rhymes and everything. We used to freestyle battle, you know, in the parking lot and all that stuff. Anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and get on to the topic what I'm talking about. Now, anyway, like most of these games now that's been coming out as of late, especially with the PS4 bundle, and I don't think so much with the Xbox One so much, but it's going to tie in together. Let me tie it in real quick. Now, PS4, I understand like why they did the remake of the God of War series, you know, God of War 3, and they did it with Nathan Drake Collection, and they did it with The Last of Us, because if you remember the last cycle, life cycle of the PS3 and the Xbox One, especially PS3, it was falling behind in sales. Xbox 360 kind of just dominated the whole market as far as games go. You wanted the better games, you played them on the Xbox 360 last generation. Now it's not like that this generation. So now PS4 has really got a foothold on the gaming community, outselling the Xbox One. Not saying the Xbox One is a bad product. I own the Xbox One. I still get to have my PS4. But people didn't play a lot of those good games that came out on the PS3, so they did a remastered version of it, which I get that, and that's really cool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so sick and tired of games coming out that are remastered now. And also, I don't understand why both communities, the Xbox One community and the PS4 community, are going nuts over backwards compatibility. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Let me explain why. I said both of these consoles, especially these newer consoles, that should have already been a package that was already delivered in both consoles where you could play your old previous games on them. But they didn't want to have that feature. That should not be a downloaded feature. That should not be a feature that you have to buy. That should not be any kind of software update or anything like that. That should automatically be included with the price of the console. But what they want to do is resell it to us. And so when they resell it to us, you see us in the gaming community, you know, we get out there, we complain about it, but what happens? You end up buying it. So you end up buying it, just like DLC. If you end up buying it, they're gonna keep doing it. But for me personally, like right now, it's crazy just watching the gaming community, especially the hardcore gamers, because I'm part of some forums and I'm part of some gamer groups. They're just going crazy over PS2 backwards compatibility and the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. I understand those games are great. I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying they're not. But they're going crazy over these games. And now, this is a question I pose to everybody, anybody in the gaming community. If this was the first year of Xbox One and PS4, and because during that time, if you own the game, during that time when they first came out, on the consoles, during that time when the game first came out, there was nothing to play. There was absolutely nothing to play, really. You had Battlefield 4, you had certain games out, but it was hardly anything. Them streets were dry. Now, as of this year, as gamers, this has been a great year for games. You know, you had Game of the Year, which is Witcher 3, Metal Gear, which whatever you think about it, it's a great game. You have Bloodborne that came out, Fallout 4 at the end of the year, Star Wars, Tomb Raider. You have all these great games that's out. But I venture to bet anybody amount of money, if we were going into January all the way to June and they had no new games coming out, would the gaming community still be hyping up backwards compatibility? I don't think you would. I think you would be complaining just like I'm complaining, because it's good to have those backwards games. It's good to have backwards compatibility games. But for me personally, I grew up in the 1-bit era. You know what I'm saying? When I played Atari, when they had not Contra, but had a game called Combat, Pac-Man, you know, Cubert, Dig Dug, stuff like that. And I don't want to play games that look like that anymore. You know, I dreamt of a day like today where they show games in AAA form with the 3D realms, with the 3D and you know, all the explosions and everything like that, the realistic physics and stuff like that, even the fantasy stuff. That's the stuff I want to see in games now. I want to see new IP develop. I want to see more particle effects. I want to see bigger AAA titles. That's what I want to see. I don't want to go back in time. I'm sorry. I like technology. I like technology to move forward. Now, other people may like it in the past, and it's great. Like I said, I think personally that should have been a featured on both consoles to be able to play your old games. Now, PC don't have that problem. You know why? Because it's a PC, and you can download emulators for that. And you can, excuse me, and so you can download emulators for that and play your old games on it. As far as from what I read and from what I've heard from other people, but these consoles, they are highly expensive, and buying all the peripherals for it is expensive, and that should just be a feature there. But again, you know, PlayStation, they got their service that they just launched, and so they want to really back it. They put a lot of money in it. So they want to resell you games that you already own. Although they up-resed it and upscaled it to whatever, but you got to pay $15 for it. That's not cool to me. I'm just saying, that's not cool to me at all, because those are old games. Those games, you can't really retail them and resell them for anything. And even if you could, those are old games. You know what I'm saying? The gaming market itself is worse than buying a car. You know what I mean? So once you drive a car off the lot, it loses its value already. So games are like that. Games at the highest point has its value from day one. But if you go back another year, you're either going to get it for half price or less, unless, you know, if you're going to GameStop or something. And then the only time they really get their value back or become worth more, you have to wait 20 years down the road and basically have them as a collector's item and don't play them. You know what I'm saying? So that the market for games and things like that is ridiculous. But for them to sit there and to resell you a game that you already own, you may own or have played in the past, still to me it's $10 to $15. That's still too much for me personally, but it's your money. You do what you want to with it. I'm not here to knock you. If you want to spend the $15 for it, go ahead. But me, I'm not looking forward to playing too many games that's made in the past. That's just not me. I want to play some newer games. Not saying that I don't want to. Like Ninja Gaiden 2, I want to play that again. I ain't go front. I do want to play that again. They had it for the Xbox 360 where you could download it, but it was almost $50 after however many years it had been released. I didn't buy it again because I'm like, yo, I'm not spending that kind of money for that. Why would I spend that kind of money for that? That makes absolutely no sense. For me, at that time, the game probably at best would have been worth $20. So I wasn't going to go back and do that. And that's not what I wanted to do. And they still kind of reselling it kind of high. It's not worth it for me. Although I love that game, it's just not worth it for me. So what do you guys think? I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. What do you think about remasters, remakes, and remixes and all kinds of stuff coming up with these games? Now, looking forward to 2016. I'm really excited about The Division. I'm really curious of how Ubisoft is going to do this game. I hope this game is really, really good. I hope it don't turn out to be a bust, because Ubisoft has been putting out a lot of games as of late, but a lot of their games are kind of terrible. You know what I mean? They're not great. They're not bad, but they're not great. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that sense of awe. Like the first time when you played Assassin's Creed, or, you know, something like I'm drawing a blank right now. Whatever that new game was? It's like GTA. Can't even think about it. It was cool, but it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But Ubisoft, they just released Rainbow Six Siege. People like it. It's kind of a, you know, acquired taste for that game. It's not something that I'm into. I guess I'm just too noobish and too dumb just to play it. Because I'd rather play, to be honest with you, Call of Duty or give me Battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Give me those two games right there. I'd rather play those two than playing Siege. I played the demo, really wasn't impressed by it. It's like, okay, this is great. It's you know, it's Rainbow Six Siege, whatever. But I'm not excited for that. So, and Quantum Break is another game that I'm looking forward to for the Xbox One, and Uncharted 4, definitely another game that's coming out in March. Can't wait to play it. So, a lot of good games coming out. I'm looking forward towards the future of gaming. I hope you guys are doing the same thing as well. Because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to go back in the past. I don't want to go back and relive those old games all the time. It's good for nostalgia purposes. And to me, again, I want to make this point real quick. It's not worth it spending 10 to 15 bucks just to get some goddamn trophies. I'm sorry. That's just like trying to get achievement points on Xbox. They don't mean too much to me, because you know why? It doesn't give me any money. It ain't getting me no girls. And I clean that up real civilized, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I would enjoy to hear your comments below. Let me know what you think about my little rapping career. You think I should get back into rapping? I think I should too. I think I can come back out and start blazing some of these young cats. You feel me? I go straight at Drake. I go straight at Meek Mill. You feel me? But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that share button. Don't forget about being good to people, especially during Christmas time. You know what I mean? A lot of people out there suffering. You know, spread a little bit of Christmas cheer. If you're not Christian or believe in Christmas, shout out if you believe in Hanukkah, you're Jewish. Shout out in Kwanzaa or whatever. If you're an atheist, hey, shout out to whatever. I guess it would be nothingness, right? No disrespect there. But I wish y'all well. So this your boy King Bean, and I'll holler at you dudes later. One love. Peace.